Bonjour. Hello. You know what I absolutely hate about filming when it's turned winter is I have to resort to this kind of lighting. I prefer natural lighting so much because when I'm using artificial lighting it always makes me look like I have a weird chin. And now you're not going to be able to take your eyes off my weird chin. Look, it looks like a triangle. I do not have a triangular chin. I don't have a beard or a triangular chin, God's sake. Any YouTuber will tell you how annoying it is to get the right lighting when you've not already got a setup in like a video editing, video filming, recording, room thing. Any YouTuber will tell you how annoying it is. I've experienced it so many times, trying to get the correct lighting and just failing at life. Like right now, for example, I'm just trying to get on with my thing and my lighting is failing at life. Yes. God damn it. Ooh, it's glowing. This is my magic ball. Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing. Rah. This video is called Mystic Jess, where I tell your future and I predict what is going to happen to you tomorrow. And the next day, and the next day, and the day after that. I predict that when I look over here, I'm going to have a cup of tea waiting for me. I found a cup of tea! I'm going to tell you your future. This is not a bottle of Britney Spears perfume. This is my magic ball. I predict that tomorrow you will eat breakfast and you will enjoy it. I also predict you are going to age. Tomorrow, you will be older than you are today. I also predict that you own a passport, or do you? If you have blonde hair and you are watching this video and you are at the age of 14 years old and you own a cat, yes, you own a cat. Your parents are divorced and you do not own a passport. Okay, I don't actually know what I'm even trying to do right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know. Okay, so the reason that this vlog has appeared from nowhere and there is a big beautiful ball of light, or should I say a gradient of white coming up the screen, I haven't edited this in. This is purely accidental. I've been trying to figure out my lighting for like the past 15 minutes to record a review video for Sedona Lace, and instead I've messed up my lighting and I'm trying my hardest to film this video and instead my lighting is just not cooperating with me. And any YouTuber will tell you how annoying it is to actually try your best to film a video in the middle of winter when you don't have the correct lighting and you have to use about 10 lamps to try and get moderately okay lighting, and I have like an OCD when it comes to lighting. In daylight it makes me look normal most of the time, but then the majority of the time, okay, look, double majority, minority. In the daytime when I'm trying to film, it's nice. Natural lighting, it's like, yay! Woohoo! Natural lighting! But then I'll upload the video to my computer and I'll look as white as a ghost, and I am pale, but I'm not white, like really, really white. I have like a slightly olive, you know, pale skin tone. Does that show through in my videos? Hell no, because lighting always sucks. Even natural lighting makes me look pale. And then when it's winter, like it is now, and I'm trying to film a video for you guys, and I have to use about 50,000 lamps, it just doesn't happen. And it's really, really, really annoying. Like right now, for example, I've been trying to film this video. When I've tried to swatch the colours of the palette, it's just not showing up properly, and all of this lighting that I'm messing about with is just not doing the palette any justice, and making me look like a yellow piece of snow. That makes no sense. I don't care. I'm gonna drink from my Monopoly mug now, and you will enjoy this video. No, you won't. I don't know why I've left this glow here. I should have probably changed that by now, but for some strange reason, it's kind of relaxing. It makes me feel all mystical and weird, and I don't know if you guys can tell. I'll put my brew down now. But I re-dyed my hair last night, but I didn't re-dye it the normal shade of green that I normally go for. It's like I started off with Limelight, which was like a bright lime green, and then I went to Iguana green, which is a very dark green that fades to a nice bright green and then to a yellowy tingy green. Then I mixed Manic Panic's yellow with the Iguana green to create kind of like a bright yellowy toned Iguana green. And last night I decided to mix Sonic green with Iguana green, and I've ended up with like a dark greeny, yeah, a dark greeny slash with the blue tint that makes no sense hair, and it's strange, guys. It's strange. Oh no, there goes my crystal ball! Whoa. Now it's like the sun is shining up and the sun lives under my bed. This is the most pointless video ever. Oh my god, it's kind of like, has anyone seen that film? I can't remember which film it is, but there's a guy and he has a glowing penis, and every time like, oh wait, no, I'm mixing two films together. I'm thinking of this weird comedy film that I watched in Goldmember, when like, you know, his crotch just shines and it's like, gold erection or something daft like that. Yeah, I want my crystal ball back. There we go. I feel more mystical now. Mystical, it's the story of a mystical brew. I'm gonna tell you future with my go to jail Monopoly mug. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. So, I'm just gonna do a quick vlog and talk to you guys. What have I been doing recently? University work, more university work, even more university work, more university work, and a lot of, yeah, university work. What have you guys been doing? Oh, by the way, if anyone's wondering why I mentioned, you know, passports earlier, mine's right in front of me, and that is why. The lack of videos has been mainly down to the fact that obviously all of that stuff happened with my yaya, and then on top of that I've had the stress of having to try and write my dissertation, which is due in January, and on top of that I've had all my artwork to do, and I've felt so unmotivated, it's insane. It's like, getting out of bed for me recently has been like the biggest chore ever, and I've been going to bed at 6 in the morning, which does not help, and it's like, so annoying, and I bet a lot of yous are like, that light is so annoying, we've had enough of your glowing erection, Jess, / your Britney Spears mystic ball. But I like it. I'm gonna just play around with this light now. I'm gonna tell you the first things that come into my head with this light. Glowing vagina. Am I making you feel uncomfortable yet? And then when I close my legs, it's so bright that it carries on glowing to the same strength, and then when I walk down the street, there's just a big glow around me, and everyone's like, there's the girl with the glowing vagina, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm the girl with the glowing vagina. Yeah. I don't even know. I'm in such a strange mood right now. It's like, I was in a really calm mood, and now I'm all like, wow, energy! I'm so excited about nothing. I have nothing to be excited about. What do I have to be excited about? Nothing. There is not enough room here. I have a really, really small room, and my radiator is really, really warm. I am totally going to talk to you guys from here now, and I'm going to vlog from over here, and you probably can't even see me because of this magical glow of my vagina / Britney Spears mystic ball. Yes, today's broadcast is brought to you by Jingleheartart, and I am telling you the news while I type on my laptop. Why is my laptop white, you ask? We all know you have a silver laptop, Jess. Whose laptop is that, Jess? Did you steal it from someone? Did you steal it from someone? No, I did not steal it from anybody. I can hear screaming. Today, on Jingleheartart News, someone was murdered in the area of St. Helens. It was an unfortunate event where a guy got suffocated with an umbrella, but we're not going to ask any questions. He got suffocated with an umbrella. And the prize goes to Kirsty, who I mentioned previously, for guessing this is my old laptop. This is no ordinary laptop, this is a broken MacBook. And the news is over! Hey! Now I've got rid of my glowing vagina / glowing erection, I feel a lot more lonely. Positive, but lonely. They were the dark days, somewhere deep in the forest of my mind, where everybody hallucinated about My Little Pony, but it was My Little Gothic Pony, and it was so much better. It was so much less camp, beautiful. Almost as beautiful as my crystal ball, which now you can tell is obviously a Britney Spears perfume. Yeah. As a lot of you already know, I am bipolar, and a lot of people ask me questions and send me messages every single day asking me for advice and things and how I deal with it, how I found out and yada yada. And I just wanted to address that I'm gonna make a separate video all about it and yada yada. But one thing I wanted to address first, before I address any of those things and, you know, like, blah-de-da-de-da, before I start going on about it and stuff, I wanted to address something first. But before I address that specific issue of what I wanted to talk to you guys about, I wanted to say something first. I've just felt like I've had all these rapid thoughts going in and out of me, and because of that, motivation is difficult. Back to the subject. Something hilarious has been brought to my attention, and this is going to sound so funny now because I've just been all hyperactive and random, and now I'm going to a serious note. Somebody commented on my secrets tag video. I will not read the comment out. I do not want to justify that person. I will not read out your username. You are not worth any of my time whatsoever. But I do want to address something that has really got on my nerves. It's not the first person that's done it. In my secrets video, I came out as being a manic depressive / a person with bipolar disorder. My illness is actually called cyclothymia, which is bipolar light, but it doesn't feel light, okay? It's actually really difficult to deal with. And it's like I've got tendencies of people with bipolar 2 as well. So basically I'm hyperactive, I'm loud, I'm crazy, I'm like, and then the next minute I'll be like, I want to slit my wrists now. And self-harm is not a funny matter, and just because I did this on YouTube does not mean that I'm trying to tell people that they should go out and slit their wrists. Self-harm is not the answer, and I can tell you that because I have been there. I have been there, okay? And I have the scar on my inner thigh to prove it. It's not the way to go. You should just, if you're feeling down and you're feeling that horrible, you need to put that into something good and worthwhile and have a hobby and just drag it out of you and just put it into something good. For me, for your mum, for your dad, for your family, for your friends. Self-harm is never the answer. Somebody commented on my secrets tag video insinuating that I was following a trend with my mental illness. Now, I understand that there are people out there on YouTube and there are people out there in the real world that think it's cool to have depression or bipolar disorder or anxiety. And that blows my mind to the oblivion and back. It really, really does, because I'll tell you one thing right now. As a sufferer of depression and bipolar, and recently I found out about the anxiety thing while I was in America this year, it is not cool to have any of those things. It is not a trend. I do not choose to have these things wrong with me or to live with any of these things at all. Someone insinuating that this is fake? How dare you? Who the fuck are you to tell me what is wrong with me if I'm faking something? And to be fair, I could be coming on here and I could be acting. All of this could be fake, but it's not. It's not. And sometimes, you know, I wish it was. But unfortunately, it's something I have to live with, and it really upsets me to think that people out there might think that this is all made up. It's not, okay? Anxiety, bipolar disorder, depression, and all of these other mental issues, all of these other mental illnesses are very, very real. Very real. And I do not think it's fair to stamp a label on someone and say they are following a trend. Now, I do realise a lot more people are open about their disorders these days, and I think that's great, to be honest. I think that's absolutely fascinating, and good on you if you have accepted yourself, and you've accepted that you're going to be living with this illness for the rest of your life. Good on you, to be honest. I don't mention my bipolar disorder in a lot of videos. I have my piece of video out, my bipolar thoughts, and I've mentioned it briefly in my perfect imperfections tag, and I think a few more videos, but I haven't actually made a video about it, how I got diagnosed with it, the things that I've been through, my suicide attempts, all of these things. I have not spoke to you guys about. I've not felt comfortable enough to speak about it yet because it's a very, very touchy subject. But I will be honest with you guys, okay? It is not easy and it is not a trend. You are cool for admitting you've got this thing that's wrong with you, for going to the doctors, for getting yourself sorted out, for accepting yourself and accepting the way that you are and yada yada yada. That is cool, but it is not cool to make it up and pretend that you have a mental issue when you don't and you're perfectly fine. I think that honesty is the best policy, and that's the way that I've been brought up. But one thing that you need to realise is if you're living with a mental illness, It is one of the hardest things you could possibly imagine, okay? I don't know where I'm gonna be tomorrow or the next day or how I'm gonna feel. And my mood is constantly up and down. And what I want you guys to realise is it's not a fashion trend, okay? And I'm gonna be living with this for the rest of my life, okay? All of these symptoms that I have and yada yada yada, I will be living with for the rest of my life. That's for me to accept, that's for me to deal with, and that's for me to find ways to work around my moods when they're low and when they're high and all of these things, okay? That is not for someone to come across to me on a YouTube in a comment and be hurtful, okay? And to try and make out that this is made up, that I'm trying to follow a trend. I think it's amazing that people are more open about their disorders now. And mental health, it used to be something people would brush under the carpet, and if someone had schizophrenia or someone had bipolar disorder and all of these things, they would be scared to openly admit it and scared to, you know, go on with their life and tell their friends or the family. People were ashamed of dealing with these mental issues like anxiety and depression. People were ashamed of it, and now I think it's beautiful that people can be so open about it and accept themselves, because the most important thing in life you can learn is to accept yourself and to love yourself, okay? Only then will you achieve any form of confidence ever. I wanted to say to that person, go fuck yourself, okay? Because I am me, and I am going to be dealing with what's wrong in my head for the rest of my life now. There is no on and off switch. I'm not on medication for it. None of this shit, okay? I am me, and I accept myself, and I will deal with myself, and I will make my videos about my bipolar when I'm ready. But I just wanted to say to that person, this is not an act, okay? And if people on the internet think it's cool to be bipolar, to be depressed, to all these things, yada yada, you're wrong, because if you actually have depression, anxiety, or bipolar disorder, you know full well it's not fun. It's not fun at all, okay? It's not. Now, if you want to be open about it, okay, then that is cool. Give advice to people, that is cool. Please, not one of you should ever think that you want to be any of these things, that you want to be depressed and yada yada, that it's cool to be depressed. No, it's not. It's not a cool thing, okay? I deal with it. And that's all you can do when you are bipolar or depressive or you have anxiety. It's like you have to find ways to deal with it, and I will make a separate video about how I deal with it and yada yada and how I was diagnosed and all those things when I'm ready. But it's made me me, and it's made me stronger, and that is something I would never change. Am I proud to be bipolar? In a sense, I am, yes, but it is not cool, okay? It is not cool. And at any point, you should not think, ah, Jingleheartart is awesome, I wish I was bipolar, or like, you know, oh, you know what, I'm a bit worried about this thing that's quite normal, it's making me feel a little bit sad, I'm depressed. No, you're not. Life makes us all depressed at some point. We all go through these hurdles, but please, 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 do not automatically label yourself with a mental illness. If you have a mental illness, then you're going to have to deal with it for the rest of your life and be proud of the person that you are and just accept yourself. But don't think it's cool to be depressed, okay? Because it's not cool. Don't be daft. Right, this is a rant and I've gone weird and I'm in a strange mood. Bye. I love you. I can't believe I'm opening my legs on YouTube.